An update to the tragic story out of Clark County, Ohio. The driver of a minivan who hit a school bus on the way to school is now charged. According to court records, 35-year-old Hermanio Joseph is charged with aggravated vehicular homicide. Officials say Joseph was also driving without a valid license. Ohio State Highway Patrol says he sideswiped the bus, causing it to flip on its side yesterday morning. One child died after being ejected from the bus. 23 others were injured and taken to the hospital. Their names and ages have not been released. Our Michael Sandlin has gathered reactions today as people assess the tragedy. One from a local leader saying it might be time to rethink bus safety and look into potential seatbelt requirements. And another from a Bluffton bus crash survivor who says seeing this incident brings him right back to that day in 2007.
When I see things like that, my heart goes out to them because I've been there.
How do you process being thrown into a violent situation outside of your control? A situation that leaves your classmates dead? It's a question the Dayton bus victims will likely face as they recover in the hospital, and one Tim Berta wrestled with 16 years ago, critically injured and learning of the deaths of his 5 teammates.
It was desperation, it was hopelessness, it was sadness, it was... I'll just put it this way, I don't want to be in that place again.
Wheelchair-bound and suffering from severe injuries, Berta was told he would likely never walk again or learn anything new due to the trauma to his brain. But that was an answer he couldn't accept.
I made a choice to honor my fallen teammates. And it was my job to improve as much as I could for them and for their families and for myself.
WTOL 11 chronicled his incredible recovery, going from crippled to taking his first steps to hitting the green in a little over a year. For those kids in the hospital now, Berta shares this advice.
Do not listen to any predictions that say you're done improving, because people told me that when I was still in the wheelchair, still drinking thickened liquids, and still not able to drive. And now I can do all 3 of those things.
But can these incidents be prevented? Both Berta's bus in 2007 and the Dayton bus didn't have seat belts. And Ohio is one of 42 states that doesn't mandate them in school buses. State Senator Paul Hicks Hudson says the opportunity was right in front of us.
This tragedy could have been avoided if in 2020, when Representative Barnes had introduced legislation to require seatbelts, that it would have had more than a first hearing.
But critiques at the time on spending and feasibility made sure the legislation didn't make it any further. But Senator Hicks Hudson says now, after the Dayton incident, she's ready to look into drafting new legislation to bring back that idea.
That's what government's about, to make sure that children are safe, people are safe, and things that are happening are not, that they're protected, I think, more than anything else.
Senator Hicks Hudson says sometimes it takes months or even years to make sure legislation passes. So in the meantime, she asks drivers to remember to stay off their phones when they're on the road and to keep an eye out for the big yellow buses. For WTOL 11, I'm Michael Sandlin.